technology presentation for all of you on how blockchain is transforming data center. And I'd like to welcome Ellis Wang, Senior Advisor, Board of the Executive and Advisory Team of the Private Office of Sheikh Saeed bin Ahmed Al Maktoum. Please welcome Ellis.
Hi everyone, I'm Ellis. Today I will share you some of the thought about how blockchain transforming the data center. I remember my first time to touch the data center is almost like 12 years ago. Why I need a data center at that time? It's because I want to put my application server into the data center. That is more easy to maintain it and more efficiency because if they have a dedicated operation team can manage your server and application, that is more safety. But now, actually, after 12 years later, I never touch data center anymore because I more focus on the application navigator. It's more like I use the open API to build all of the different kind of service. 12 years ago, why we call it a data center? Because we run application, most important part is data. It's a vertical application. Think about 12 years ago, nobody talk about the API. Nobody talk about the open system. All built on vertical. So that is why you need to have a very safe place to run your server application and keep your data. But now it's decentralized. Your application, your phone actually is more like a powerful IoT. It grabs different kind of data from different sources, then show up on your device. So the world is changing. And now actually we have the big technology chain. One is the blockchain, because actually it gives us the more important infrastructure especially for financial service. Because think about who are the big buyer of the data center: government, bank, military. Consumer, of course, but the big buyer actually from education, bank, government, military. Correct, right? But let's look at the consumer. Most of the consumer right now is use the very powerful device. No matter it's a laptop or mobile device, it's super power compared with the 12 years ago. So that's why people talk about IoT. So when the world technology chain is from the vertical to horizontal, now it's really run the three layer. You still need the data, so we call the data layer is on the bottom. And now most of the people build an ecosystem, eco partner, eco API, that's we call the middleware API layer, to link and aggregate different source application. And the top layer is more like an application layer. It's more like, depending on you want to have a Zoom call, or you want to check the YouTube, or you want to have the internet search. So that is the things chaining from data center. So this diagram actually give you an idea. Before, data center is managing everything. Now it's different. It's more like you have the hub on the whole network. They have a small hub, they have the big hub, they have a middle-sized hub. They take a different computer power to aggregate different applicational source for you to display on your IoT. So the world actually already transformed into decentralized. I have like a 25 years working experience. I work for the Intel to design the chipset, Google, the Google Cloud, and Alibaba for e-commerce. So my person actually run the data center and cloud operation over 25 years already. So it's very, very long time. And I have a more interesting on how you to build the AI on the cloud hybrid operation, because I work for my previous job is as the CIO of the Marshall Bank. I built the data center for the bank operation. But 3 years ago, I made a decision to move to the cloud and use a hybrid operation. Why? Because we have a global branch. We are not just service the UAE customer. We have the service like Egypt customer, India customer. So cloud actually provide the best place for operation to put on and plug in different service from different local market. So that is quite interesting. I learned in this region how you to move from the pure 100% data center to the cloud and run the hybrid operation. Because as a bank, you still need to keep the customer sensitive data in country. You cannot take it out. But when we talk about the future, in the next 3 years, what is the big trend for you to manage your application and data? Of course, the future is decentralized. So no matter you are enterprise or you are government or you are game developer, business need to create a decentralized ecosystem. Because it's impossible you provide and develop all of the service by your own. You have to leverage the power of the API to aggregate the service from different partners. That is a new trend. So that is why people talk about blockchain, why the people talk about decentralized. Because easy to engage with the different service based on the customer needs through different channel, time, location, customer interesting. The service you provide to your customers depend on many different requirements. So it's not like 12 years ago. You design one application, then service always like 24/7 hours, no change. No. For example, YouTube, you want to check the different media type of service. Yes, you want to see the video. Sometimes you need the audio. Sometimes you need the presentation. Sometimes you need to check the data. There are different types of the data. It's more like now people is looking for streaming service. Let's say Metaverse. Metaverse will be the big new buyer of a data center because they are built virtual land in the air. So what is a service or the user experience you will provide to the Metaverse users? AR, VR, not text, not data. They are looking for immersive experience. So as a data center, as the data node, how you to control the QoS, how you to provide different types of streaming data real time. That's why people, the new expectation for data center. Normal the centers 12 years ago, only data, only database. Because at that time, people want you have the secure data in somewhere, people to management 24/7, no shutdown. But look at your iPhone. Do your iPhone shut down? Very less. Do you trust your iPhone? Yes. So that is the new relationship between the IoT and the aggregator hub. So that is why that is quite interesting. I come from bank, so what is a big change in a bank? It's more like build every decentralized service on blockchain. So let's see the payment. Before, bank need to do bank-to-bank, bank to financial institute transaction, and even need to have a settlement to the central bank. But now, on blockchain, you do the global transaction peer-to-peer based on the blockchain network. Right? Before we do the global transaction, it's more like you have to wait the T+1, T+2 day to get the money. Now, it's more like 5 minutes. How? How come this happen? It's because it's the decentralized. It leverages the whole network, find the node to service you, and keep this dispute legend data record for you. So that is quite interesting. So a lot of things change, especially when I built the data center for the martial rate band. I spent a lot of time, resource, team to maintain it 24/7 operation, but it still need to T+1, T+2 for the global money transaction. It's not real time because there's so many middlemen between the peer-to-peer. But the network actually can help a lot on this. So you will see the payment, even the security stock, bond, credit, is all moved to decentralized. So based on that, the new change, how you to design your data center, maybe we can change the name of a data center to be aggregator node. Because data, of course, is still very important, but not just data. Most important is what kind of service you combine with the data provided to your customer. So data center is not focused on the data anymore. It's focused on the service. The data center be transformed to be aggregator, depend on the customer need right now to aggregate the different source from different place, then show it. So that's the big change of the data center. Because before we talk about data center, it's more like a cost saving, more quick response time, because you put all the server in one place, use the fiber to connect with the different servers. That's why you can guarantee response time in your data center. But think about, if your customer uses IoT to want to have the VR experience, how you can guarantee? You cannot, because it's a last mile. It's last mile bandwidth connect with the device. So you cannot control the end-to-end customer experience. You cannot guarantee the response time. So that's why you need to leverage the IoT consumption, the power consumption, to support the end-to-end customer experience. So what changed? Why the world changed to decentralized is because the three things happen in software development. What is that? The first, the blockchain will be the new foundation for crypto bank, for metaverse, for all of the new service, because it's more efficiency. It uses the global network, not just data center. So that's why it can provide more efficiency platform to support the vertical application or front-end application or open architecture application. So the foundation already changed. The second is more and more people develop decentralized app. Before we design the application, you control everything. What it means, you have to design the UI, you have to design the function, you have to design how to store your data in somewhere. But decentralized app is, I run this application, the 80%, the source or the function is come from my equal partner, not from me. All right? So more and more the software engineer design the new application they call the DIT app. That means decentralized application. So they are not keep everything in one place. So that's a big change. So when you use the crypto application or use the new multimedia application, they are all decentralized application. And the last one is you have the application, you change your infrastructure, how you to run the operation. That's more important. 12 years ago, why I need a data center? Because I need the server keep it in some place and can run 24/7 without the system shutdown and cost saving. That's why I need a data center. But now I develop a decentralized application. How you to keep the operation on the whole network, not just in one place. So these things, these three chains make the data center have a big change. So when you hire a new engineer, they graduate from the university, they are design decentralized application, not like me. Before I graduated from the university, I only know how to design vertical application. Now it's different. But a lot of the challenge on the blockchain, because before we design the vertical application, everything you can control. So you can know your customer, you can keep all of the record, but when you move to the open architecture, it's decentralized. How you need to do the KYC and KYT, know your customer, know your transaction. This is an example from as a banker, because the central bank will challenge you. Okay, these people do the money transaction from UAE to India, for example. Do you know who they are? Do you know the pace of the money transaction? That is very key compliance question from the central bank when you do the money transaction from place A to place B. So that's what we call the KYC and KYT. But blockchain is decentralized, so you run a different node in different place. How you to keep the end-to-end? I think later I will have the more discuss on that. So what is the new role of the data center? The new role of the data center is to bridge the centralized world to decentralized world. That is the new role. If you build a data center only in some place, be isolated. That's wrong, because your customer need more the service from the ecosystem. So as a data center provider, your new role is bridging the centralized world and decentralized world, because very big demand from consumer, they are used the app. But we have a challenge. Even everybody say blockchain is the future, but what's the challenge? The first is the ecosystem performance. Data center can guarantee your server response time and 99.999% without a shutdown, because they have a well management, they have good maintenance. But they cannot guarantee end-to-end. Correct, right? The last mile they cannot guarantee. So that means the service still need a lot of eco partner to provide the end-to-end response time. For the blockchain, they have the same problem for the ecosystem performance. Some chain have the good performance, some chain have the bad performance. If you pay more about the gas fee, they give you a more quicker response. So it's still no free lunch in this industry, the same, but the total cost is lower than you to build a vertical. The second is traceability. Before you build a vertical, put everything in your data center, 100% you can trace all of the detail. But when you move to the decentralized, it's the global-based network. How you to trace it? That is a more challenging part. You maybe can trace part of the transaction, but it's really hard for you to trace from end to end. Governments, like I say, if you move to the decentralized, how you to meet the governments? The KYC, KYT, and mitigate the risk. Cross-chain, because as you know, blockchain is not just one chain. They have a different chain. They have an ETH chain, they have the Binance chain, they have a blah, blah, blah chain, the same. It's not one chain cover everything. They have a many chain to design for different purpose. So even we talk about it's an open system, sometimes it's the more like a hybrid. How you to merge the different chain, how you to bridge the closed system and the open system. And have the more challenge if you move to the blockchain decentralized architecture, because it's the end-to-end. It's leverage the free node of the computer to do the service for you. So how you to make the whole thing smooth? So it's based on the smart contract. So you have to design smart contract to let all the free computer node can do the service for you. That is a new concept, but it's very powerful, but it still have some threat. So before, we talk about the cybersecurity. It's more like you worry about the outside hacker to attack your server, like use the DDoS, make your server shut down. So you cannot provide the browsing service to your customer. But when we move to the blockchain, move to the decentralized, the cyber security is more focused on you not change my data. They are not make your system shut down. No, they want to take your data out. For example, you have the balance 1,000. I want to change your smart contract to be a 0, then 1,000 back to me. So that is a new change. The cyber security is normal. I want to make your system down. No, I want your system still in operation, but I want to take some data to me. So based on that change, they can redesign or refollow the service and get a benefit. So blockchain will be like we call a new cyber attack, like the new cyber threat. So how you to protect the contract without be changed? That is the new challenge. For the data center, metaverse will be your new buyer, because government want to build everything on the metaverse, even if it's a virtual, but it still need to build a different infrastructure on top. But most important, if your data center run metaverse project, sometimes they call it smart city, but smart city is more focused on some vertical application. Metaverse is more like this is the whole virtual land. You can build whatever you like. Here, most of the challenge for the data center, if you provide the infrastructure for the metaverse, the payment is your challenge. Think about how you to pay online. They have so many coins, so you swap different coins, then pay for it. Then how you to pay from online to offline? For example, you have a game coin. Can I pay a coffee by my game coin? Or can I swap the fiat to my Bitcoin? So if you provide the data center, the data here is more important for KYC, KYT. Then how your data center can make sure the payment without being hacked, without be changed the smart contract by someone outside. So that's quite interesting. So metaverse payment security will be the new challenge for the data center provider. And more than that, not just for payment, AML, money laundering, is always the big issues when we talk about the financial industry. When you move to the decentralized network, how you to guarantee the AML? So many nodes is dynamically linked together based on your smart contract. How you to manage that? How you to certify that? How you to make sure the end-to-end is traceable? So a lot of the new technology need to be implemented into the data center if you want to provide like a blockchain as a foundation for metaverse. It's normal, just I give you a server, I give you a power, I use the cooling technology to make the operation cost down. Normal. It's how you to think about how to make your server to work like a navigator server, then dynamically link with a different service from the ecosystem, and without be hacker. That is a new challenge for a data center provider. Yeah. And so here is why this technology is important for data center in next 3 years, especially how you to measure the smart contract. All of the application run on your data center, I mean the metaverse data center, is based on the smart contract. It's based on smart contract, how you to maintain this. So let's see this diagram. This is the infrastructure for the data center if they want to build the metaverse. So you will see they have the 4 layers. On the top of layers is the application. So you can see a different kind of the application. Some application provide the VR, some application provide the smart city application, something like that. On the application side, that is the display on the consumer's device, like iPhone, notebook, or any smart IoT. About the application layer, you need to build a service there. It's more like a service logic. So before data center is more focused on the data, but now the data center is more focused on the service logic based on the smart contract. How you to link with the different service from the ecosystem. So application layer actually use like open API, microservice, because that protocol interface is more easy for you to quick engage with a different service. So how you to run very efficiency and productivity the application layer for the metaverse. And then utility. The same as the data center, they now provide you a lot of tools to monitor. They have the digital dashboard to see the CPU access time, GPU access time, storage percentage, power consumption, and something like that. The same, if you design for the metaverse, you need to provide the utility layer. More important, when you move to the metaverse, CPU resource is not the key. GPU resource is the key. You need a lot of the graphic process, not CPU. The GPU is the key. So how you to leverage the free GPU to build some the AR, VR experience, immersive experience, then show up to IoT device. So utility layer actually give you idea how you to optimize your operation cost based on the user demand, based on your last mile bandwidth, based on the consumer IoT availability and capability. Yeah, because your customer asks for end-to-end excellent customer experience. The last one is we call the core layer, because like you build a smart city, you need to how to build the data structure. And here is more important, the data is not come from the one place, it's come from the many places. So how you to make sure the data is correct, not be changed. And how you to aggregate the data from different places, how you to do the data governance. So this is a very simple 4 layer. If you use the data center to build a metaverse, you have to think about what tools and how you to run this is more efficiency and more productivity. So my share is here is up now. So thank you very much.